Hey everyone, I'm coming at y'all with a Johnny Cage guide. This is gonna be my first official video of MK1, well, release-wise. I figured I'd do one for you guys because I never did one in 11, and it'd be a fun video to start off MK1. And just expect some changes because Johnny did get nerfed a little. His now punch now costs 2 bars rather than 1. So some of the combo routes that you were seeing in the beta might not be possible anymore, but he still has a lot of damage. It just, you gotta be more cautious with your bar now. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this guide. Let me know how it is. I might do some more guides in the future, depending on whether you guys like it or not. And yeah, thank you guys for the support as always. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time. Peace. Alright, yo. So first thing I'm gonna be going over with is the best buttons you can use with Johnny Cage. Johnny in this game compared to MK11 is a very close range character. In MK11, you had forward 3, which was the advancing high, and back 3, which was the low that went pretty far. But in this game, most of his buttons don't have the craziest range. His down 3 probably has the most range in his whole toolkit. His back 3 has a great range too, but it is punishable. So when it comes to his normal, so like forward 1 doesn't have that much range, forward 3 doesn't have that much range. So he's not really a, he's not really played around here. He's played, you want to be up in their face. That's basically the play style you and I with Johnny in this game. With that being said, Johnny in this game has very good frame data. Like, his frame data is very good. So these are the main buttons you want to use with Johnny. So the first button you want to use is standing 1. That is +4 on block, so you can use that as a stagger on block. So you can do stuff like this with your +4, and you can mix it up with a grab. You can mix it up with forward 3, and this is just a basic way to get pressure. And one of your go-tos is 1-1. So, but those are strings, which we're gonna cover later. Now we're just talking about buttons right now. One of your best advancing buttons and leads into probably your best advancing string other than forward 3 is your forward 1. This is a 9 frame high that is +3 on block and can be used as a stagger as well as hit convertible into the full string that we'll cover later. This button is +3 on block, and after this you can grab, and since it's +3, this moves us to our next main button that you want to use with Johnny, which is his forward 3. His forward 3 returns. It's a 9 frame mid, which he didn't have in MK11, so you basically trade off the range you had in 11 for way better frame data in this game. So 9 frame mids, as you guys know, in MK are very good. So for example, if you do this string, which is +3, a 9 frame mid will complement that because the opponent only has 6 frames to poke you, which means you have 6 frames. You basically have 6 frames of advantage. And that's why you want to do this and then into that and that jail. And this is just good for checking people who mash. So anytime like you're next to someone and they are mashing or something like that, forward 3 is actually like your go-to button to check, and that is where it'll lead us to a string. His down 1 is very good too. This is a 6 frame down 1, which is always good in MK. It's not every character has this. This is a rare thing to have. So Johnny having this is also pretty good, which means if somebody does something that's -7, which is normally safe on MK, but if anything with a 6 frame startup, you can punish it. You guys don't know how frames work in MK. Something is -7 and you have a 6 frame normal, you can punish it, but if you have a 7 frame normal, you can't punish it. 7 frame special moves, however, will punish it, and that's how it works, because 7 frame normals have 1 frame to buffer. Special moves don't, so that's why you might not be able to punish something that's -7 with a -7 poke. You know what I mean? So yeah, your main buttons, like I said, are going to be forward 1, which is your advancing high. Stand 1 is a good stagger, as well as stand 2. Stand 2 is +4, which is very good. So the stand 1 and stand 2 are very good. It's just normal to just throw out there to stagger, and then you can just, obviously lead them into a grab, or you can hit like that. Like his pressure in this game is very good. Like, this is the most. If you guys watched MK9 Johnny, he's not as broken. MK9 Johnny was on a different level, but he's very similar to MK9 Johnny in that aspect. So, like I said, stand 1, forward 1, stand 2, forward 3. Forward 3 is your main mid. So whenever someone's mashing on you like this, You want to throw this out. That'll check them. But obviously, like I said, he doesn't have the craziest range, so you wanna be in their face when you do it. You know what I mean? So now another button you wanna keep an eye out for is back 3. Back 3 is classic anti-air that he always has. This is a good move for whiff punishing. Since he doesn't have the best range, you see how like sometimes you get clipped. You can do this to whiff punch on reaction because it starts up really fast in this game. So like if you see someone whiffing, you can do that. You know what I mean? And then just lead to a combo. And this also is a great anti-air. Now, it's a anti-air that you want to throw out from a range. So like, for example, right in jump through, right? If I try to do it here, I'll probably get stuck. But if I'm all the way here, oh, well, hold on, right in jump through, he's cooking me. Yeah, if I'm like here, I can anti-air. You want to get the arc though, like from here. Oh yeah, I was doing it the wrong distance. So like from this range, it's good. Like anything outside of the hitbox is good, but like if you're right under them, this is a fantastic anti-air. And anti-airs like these are good because when you're moving around with Johnny, right? For example, when I'm doing this, like, you know, you're moving around with Johnny, anytime you see a jump and the first thing you can do is react, you want to do this. Or down two. Down twos are good too, but like this button is great. It's a classic anti-air. It's great for whiff punishing, and it's great for an anti-air because it's a 10 frame startup, which is very good in this game. So back 3 is another one of your main buttons to use. Forward 3, we covered that. Now his pokes aren't the best. I mean, his pokes are decent. So like down one, like I said, down one is really good. 6 frames. It interrupts that, but it's punishable. In this game, pokes are punishable. Not full combo punishable, but you if Raiden blocks my poke and down ones himself, he'll punish my down one. So you do gotta watch out. You can't just smash it. Down 3 is pretty good. It has decent range, -8, which means it's safe. Down 4 is pretty good as well, and this is reaches mad far. Actually, no, his pokes are pretty good. His down 4 is 10 frames, -6, reaches pretty far, so you can use these to keep your opponent out. And with this, and then you have a 6 range, so his pokes are pretty good. And aside from that, his forward 4 is a slow overhead. It's very reactable, so you're not really gonna hit anyone who's just blocking, but you can just use it, throw them out, or continue your pressure. And his sweep's pretty good. It's neutral on block, so anytime you would just want to get a quick hit, or basically the point to use sweeps in MK, if you guys don't know, is you use them to hit someone without committing too hard. So like if you're committing to something like this, right, like, and you whiff it, that's committing too much, right, if they do something. But if you just want to do a quick hit and you don't want to commit to anything crazy in case they jump, and then you can do stuff like that, which is neutral on block, which is very good. So yeah, just going over his main buttons once again. You want to use stand 1 and stand 2. These are your main staggers. So stand 1, stand 2, both +4 on block, which are amazing. Forward 1 is going to be your main advancing high, and this is your main advancing whiff punch button. So if Raiden is doing this, you want to do like that, and I'll cover the string like this too. But this is your 10 frame advance, and like I said, if there are strings that you can't whiff punish, then you can use this. Most of the time, you want to use this. And that'll be your main advancing high, and that's your go-to button, honestly. If you're not doing a pressure sequence in neutral, that is your go-to button other than the mid. And forward 3 is one of your main buttons too. This is your literal 9 frame mid, which is amazing to have in this game, because MK1, based on what I've seen, does not have a lot of 9 frame mid, so Johnny is one of the few lucky ones to have it. So yes, this 9 frame mid is very good. And so honestly, your main go-to buttons to hit someone are going to be forward 1 and forward 3. Your stand 1 and stand 2 are buttons to stagger, so that you can mix in a grab or continue pressure. And your pokes, you know, you guys know your pokes are your pokes to just keep people out or get a hit to start pressure. And back 3 is a great anti-air from range. And those are going to be the main buttons for Johnny. So now we're going to be moving on to strings. Alright, so Johnny's strings. Johnny's strings in this game are very good. Like I said, he doesn't have the craziest range, but when it comes to up close pressure, his strings are amazing. So if I set the opponent on block here, These are the main strings you want to use. The first one is probably your go-to pressure tool. 1-1. This is +3 on block. +3 on block is amazing. So like, and then it has a mind game on it. So if they're mashing, you could do that. And plus, so he has a string 1-1-4. It is +7 on block, but it ends in a high. And if your opponent blocks, I mean, if your opponent down ones after this, and you do this string, they're gonna get a full combo. So I don't suggest really doing that unless you have like, you know, a cameo to complement it. Like you could do, you know what I mean? So like cover the gap, but you don't really want to do that string unless like your opponent is literally just afraid to press a button, which is the point of playing Johnny. So you can get your opponent at that point maybe. So your main string is gonna be 1-1. This is your literal go-to pressure tool, and you can loop it if they're respecting you. And now this leads me to the advancing high that I was talking about. It's a 9-frame high. It's +4 on block. Remember this. This is ridiculous. But why the string is so good? Because other than it being your whiff punish, so if you catch someone not blocking, then you lead to this right here. So he has two options. It's forward 1, 2, 3, and forward 1, 2, 4. Now forward 1, 2, 3 is safe on block. It's -4, but it doesn't give you a combo. So, and then forward 1, 2, 4 is -12 on block, but this is what gives you your launcher. And that's your meterless launcher right there. Now, why the string is so good? Because other than the frame that's a 9-frame advancing high, on block it's -4, so you can hit confirm it. As you guys know, hit confirming is when if you see your string hit, then you hit confirm into, like, I do forward 1, 2. If I see he got hit, then I do 4, right? If I don't see he got hit, then I do 3, because I want to keep myself safe. So this is -4, and this is -12. So you only do this. You do the 4-prong hit, and that's your meter's launcher, and then you do this to keep yourself safe. And the pushback is great. Like, this is amazing string. So that's your main like string that you want to throw out to hit people with punish. And you have a meterless launcher, which is great. So these two strings right here are gonna be your go-to on block pressure. 1-1 is also a great way to start pressure, which is, so if you do this, you can do so that's already, this is +3, and if they're respecting that, which is a great stagger, then you could do this and you're immediately looping into another +3, which is so good. Now what ties this all together is this forward 3. Like I said, this 9 frames. So if I do this, that's +3 into 9. They only have 6 frames. Now if I switch to Raiden, for example, and you go to his moveset, you look at his down one. Like I said, Johnny has a great down one. 7 frames, he can't poke it. If I look at someone else, let's see what Raiden has at 6 frames in this frame data. He doesn't have anything that's 6 frames here. So Raiden would have to like commit to an armor move rather than he can't mash because he does not have a 6-frame move. So he'd have to commit to something like this. You know what I mean? So that's where it comes in, and that's why Johnny's pressure in this game is very strong. If you guys remember, an example I could give is Jackie from MK11, not the upgraded. I'm talking about when she would do her 1-1 string in the 4-3. This is basically the same thing. Johnny's pressure is very similar to how Jackie was in MK11, aside from, you know, the upgraded stuff. Now, why this string is amazing, well, and this button is amazing in general, because it's fully hit confirmable. So you can do that if you could do this on pressure, you can do this on hit, which is amazing. But what you want to do with Johnny is you want to do this. And that's 32% for 1 bar. And that's why and you can hit confirm this. Like I said, the hit confirm thing, this is what you do. If you don't see this hit, you can also stagger this. -4 stagger, it's amazing. You can also stagger this -5, but if you don't see this hit, you just do this. That's -6. But if you do see a hit, that's obviously where you cancel it early, and you do, for example. And this is what I mean. He has a 9-frame mid that checks after his 1-1, which is +3. So you do So if I do, and then Raiden doesn't block, he's matching, right? This will happen. Actually, I can put him on stance block to show a better alright, here we go. Yeah, for example, you gotta do this. That's where the stagger's coming, right? You do this. You see, like, everything I'm doing. This is all like, it does look like I am doing different strings. Anytime he can poke me, but this is what I mean. If I want to jail him, I can do. If I really want to jail him, I can just do. Block. I can do like that. Like right there. If he mashes, he get clipped by that, and then if he does get hit, I hit confirm like that. So yeah, that Johnny's strings are very good in this game. Trust me. So like I said, to recap, your main strings, and the good thing about his main strings is they're all off of his main button, so they all tie into each other amazingly. So yeah, stand 1-1 +3. This is an amazing tool to throw out there, and you get plus frames. Forward 1 is your main advancing high, and it leads to a fully hit confirmable string that gives you a mirror's launcher if they get hit. But if they don't get hit, you're -4 with pushback, which is amazing. Now 2-1-2 and 2-1-4, these are also great tools. Stand 2 is +4 like I covered, right? And this is going to be your main combo launcher. So Johnny does have a mirror's launcher like this, which is his go-to combo starter, but he also has this. Now, just like the other strings, right? It's all hit confirmable, so this is actually safe on block, so you can throw this out, and if they get clipped by the overhead, you get a full combo. But if they up block it in this game, if you up block certain overheads, they become punishable. So if they up block this part right here, then this part becomes punishable actually. But then the mind game is obviously when you're in up block, you can't, you know, tech or move a lot. So you can do this, and then when they up block, you grab them, and it grabs. When you grab an up block in this game, it does an extra 9%, I think, so you get a 20% grab. And that's why this is also a great stagger right here. If they're waiting for this part, or they're waiting for the low, you can just stagger this right here, which is a -1 stagger. Like, that is insane, you know what I mean? And that's easily to steal a turn. Like, you do like, that's just a simple block sequence right there. That was 2-1 into 1-1 into forward 3 to check them if they're matching on the +3 1-1. And yeah, so if you just want to commit to block pressure, you could just do the full string 2-1-4-4, which is -6 on block. And this ties into like cameos, you know. So like, for example, Volcano, you can tie him in to where he hits right after the string. So you do them in the middle of the string, and there you go. You just continue pressure, and that's why Kano is so good. But we'll cover that later. So yeah, this is also your main like combo string. But then, like I said, forward 3-2, you can also hit confirm. Forward 1, he has a lot of strings where he can get combos, which is why he's great at opening you up and getting basically just combos on you. And that's pretty much it for his strings. So yeah, honestly, the main 3 strings you want to use is 1-1 forward. Actually, the main 4 strings, 1-1, which is +3. This is basically to start off your pressure tool, but it is a 7-frame starter. So if you punish something, you basically want to punish everything with the 2-1-2 string. It's your main punisher. So for example, if Raiden does this to me, right, and I block it, my main punish I want to do is 2-1-2. So you want to do it like that, because this gives you a launcher. 1-1 doesn't really give you anything, so you want to do for example, right? But if you want to go for more damage, you can do for example, you know what I mean? So that's gonna 2-1-2 is your main punisher. That's what you want to use on a punish. And 1-1 is gonna be your main pressure starter tool, and forward 3 is gonna be your main let me check you, or just let me check someone mashing. So if I see my opponent is mashing down 1, or they love to mash on my frames, then I'll start doing forward 3, and that is how I check. So having a 9-frame mid, like I said, very good. Forward 1-2. Forward 1-2-3, forward 1-2-4. This is your main advancing high string. You just hit confirm it into the 4 part. If they block it here, and obviously you want to be safe, so you do forward 1-2-3 right here. Why did you not block? Hold up. Yeah, this practice mode sometimes is kind of weird. Like, the opponent doesn't block for some reason. I guess it's bugged out now. But yeah, so yeah, you want to do this on block, and you want to do this on hit. So yeah, those are your main strings. Now we're gonna get to everyone's favorite part, the combos. So, as you guys know, from the beta, if you guys were watching, Johnny had access to crazy combos, and they all tie into the hype meter, as you can tell. The hype meter is where I'll show you right now. This is the hype meter, that star. So, the way to build up this hype meter is to do special moves, but like, cancel them. So, if you look at the move set, if you do, you know, his nut punch into hype, so what you do is you press the nut punch input, but then you press L2 as well. You just press it, and you see how much it builds up, right? So, and as well as if you do a shadow kick, which is back forward 4 into L2, that builds up a lot, and that's great. If you finish off a round with a shadow kick, you want to do round end, that builds up literally all your hype meters. So obviously you don't want to do this raw because this is very punishable, but sometimes with Kano, if you're using Kano Cam, you could do like that, and he'll keep you safe on block, which is very good. But yeah, you want to build up hype, and obviously always build up hype when you can. Don't build up hype in neutral because it is committal, but like sometimes you can do stuff like this. For example, if right now has a high projectile, right? That's actually very good, which I love that you can do. You can actually low profile certain projectiles with this and build up hype as well. You know, these are just general emotes or general special moves that let you build up hype. So obviously when you watch Johnny when you were watching Johnny in the beta, all you saw were crazy hype combos, right? But with the full release of the game, they actually did nerf Johnny just a little bit. So well, it's not really a little nerf. It's a big nerf. But EX Nut Punch, which was his main combo starter, so you do this, and then you'd loop it into another EX Nut Punch, right? Now, EX Nut Punch costs 2 bars, which means in a combo, you can only do this one time now. So, when it comes to activating hype, because the only way you can activate hype in this game, on hit, you can activate hype in neutral, but you want to activate it in a combo, right? So, before you can do to the same loop, the same 2-1-4 nut punch loop again, and then into another jump in, right? But now, unfortunately, with nut punch being 2 bars, you can only do it once in a combo. This is what you have to do now. And then I don't know why I'm like, I hate that the hype doesn't reset. The training mode is a bit weird. I'm trying to get it figured. I'm trying to get used to it. So, oh my god, I reset again. But yeah, so you do. And yeah, don't worry, we'll get to that. But now you can only do basically 1 EX Nut Punch, and then you have to activate hype rather than you could do 2 EX Nut Punches, and that's why you saw people getting 56, 60. But that's not really possible anymore. He can still get 50. But he can't really get 55, 60 anymore unless somebody finds a way. So his main combos, these are his BMBs. Before, you used to do everything in the Nut Punch Kano, but now, since Nut Punch is 2 bars on to do, your main combo starter now is Rising Star, which is down back 3. So these are examples of your main BMBs. Alright, so those combos I just showed are going to be your main bread and butters for Johnny when it comes to meterless combos / 1 bar. But as you guys know, in this game, cameos are a thing, and every character gets something new with cameos. So we're going to be highlighting the cameos real quick to further extend this combo potential. So obviously when you pick a character in this game, the cameo menu comes up. Now Kano, as you guys saw in the beta, is very good for Johnny, but with Nut Punch EX being 2 bars now, he doesn't give Johnny crazy combos anymore, but he still gives him great pressure on block. You still have the potential to combo and up punching it 50% with Kano. And as I've experimented with all these cameos, I still think Kano is the best one because it allows him to activate hype as well as keep pressure and just helps him in neutral a lot, to be honest. The only other cameo I've been looking at that may be able to help Johnny potentially is Serena, because she does give him combo potential, but you kind of lose the on block pressure with Serena. You can't really do his main string, which is forward 3 2 1 rising star in the Kano ball, which I'll go over. And so like you don't keep that pressure string that he was doing. So I still think Kano is the best one. The only other one I might be looking at is Kung Lao, but I don't have him unlocked, so maybe I'll experiment with that and then update this video. But for now, it's probably going to be Kano that you want to stick with. So with that being said, we're going to go back into the combos, and these are the combos you can get with Kano cameo. So yeah guys, I know that was a lot of combos to wrap your head around, but basically you always want to factor your combos in sections in fighting games. So you want to know what you want to get mirrorless, what you can get 1 bar, 2 bar, 3 bars. Obviously with Johnny, there's hype meter involved, so whenever you have 2 bars and up, you have the potential to hit hard. But this is why you want to factor in with Johnny's nut punch being nerfed to 2 bars rather than 1. Now there's a factor of where, you know, you don't want to use your nut punch EX when someone has breaker, because you just wasted 2 bars and they broke your combo, so that means you just use 2 bars instantly. So always keep in mind of your opponent's meter when you're planning to go for a hype combo. And yeah, that is very important when you're playing Johnny at a high level. Now, to cover Johnny's game plan at a basis, his game plan, to be honest, is get in your face and pressure you. Like, that's just his game plan in this game. Kano, like I said, provides him with great pressure sequences, so you can do like forward 3-1, rising star, but rising star is unsafe on block. If on the frame meter, you will see it. If rising star on block is actually -12, but the way cameos work in this game, if I do forward 3-2 rising star into Kano ball, it will keep me plus. Kano ball on block is plus, and then I can continue my pressure. So I can do something like this, for example. And the opponent can armor through this. I think it depends on their armor move, because I was doing it with Johnny against other Johnnies in the beta, but it depends on the armor move. But at the end of the day, you're making them spend 1 bar to just get away from your block string, right? So you take it, unless, like, you know, and then sometimes when they're at low health, they can't afford to armor it because they'll die from the Kano ball. So at the same time, you have a checkmate scenario. So that's why you want to do stuff like this, and then like, that's an example of pressure. Obviously, I'm not timing the Kano right, and you know, with more practice with Kano or other cameos, and like I said, I don't know if other cameos can provide him stuff like Kano does with combos, pressure, all that. Maybe they can, but based on what I've seen in all their tool sets, none of them really provide Johnny with this. So that's why I think like just having this is so good, and then you can do. And then you can also make like raw shadow kick safe. So if you call in Kano ball and do like this, Kano ball will still come in. So you know what I mean. So you do, and that just made you shadow kick safe. So Kano just complements Johnny very well. But yeah, your game plan is gonna be one of them getting in their face, mix up the strings I told you, 1-1, or 3, mix up his grab. Johnny at the end of the day is a strike throw character, which means he's either gonna open you up with a mid or a grab. Like that's how he opens you up. He's not a 50-50 character, which that's why I play him and I love his play style for. But yeah, that is basically how you want to play Johnny. Those are the combo routes you want to do. Those are the main buttons and strings. I hope this guide was well. This is my first guide I've ever done, so you know I'll definitely do more in the future if you guys want some. But I figured to start off MK1, why not do a Johnny Cage guide? Because I never did one for 11, and I figured, you know, why not start a new game with a Johnny Cage guide? So hope you guys enjoy it. I hope this helps you out, and I hope you're able to apply it to your own gameplay. And as always, thank you guys for watching. Thank you for all the support. You guys have a great day. Stay safe and much love. Peace out, y'all.